השמש של חיי, רואים את השמש.
Good morning. Australia is here. And we have some new people today from Indonesia coming. And the United States is here. So a funny thing happened that might have upset some of you. I started to live stream a few moments ago and then it said broadcast failed, so I had to restart. Technical things can happen. And we have some visitors today. Some of them are repeat offenders. You can hear them here talking in the background.
Hi, good morning.
Good
morning from Magdalene.
So you do hear voices, but if you want to see faces, you can also see faces. So one couple was here before already with Yiska Harani, with the wonderful courses she does, and they're brought back their friends to stay here at Magdalene, among our present guests. So it's a little chillier, also because I didn't get to do exercise this morning for a couple of different reasons, and the temperatures are now below 20 at night time, which is new for us. We didn't have below 20 probably since March or April. And we're still getting over 30 during the daytime. So it's quite a summer moment. Different people are also here this morning, having their opportunity.
Where are all the birds?
They're in the trees there. They're mostly crows. But sometimes there are thousands of birds jumping and dancing. Maybe a little.
This is the season of the
Oh,
birds.
they're flying. Yeah, they have
Yes.
started. The migration has
Yes.
started. The migration has started. It has started from about a week ago. We saw the first big drives of birds. But I didn't get any on the live stream yet. So let's go walking over here. Everybody is envious of you because they'd like to be here. Oh, actually, I want to catch. I want to go this way for a little bit because I want to catch something else. Okay. There you have some birds, but not the migration birds yet.
With our locals one.
Yes. So here we can see the sun reflecting on the Duke of Dalton window.
איזה יופי, אתה רואה?
Yes.
השמש משתקפת בדוקן אלטון, וואי. איזה יופי.
And it's even also reflecting here on the posters, on the big plastic poster of the restaurant. And sometimes we catch it on the windows of the lobby, way over there. It's just a question of the angle. So there are different experiences in different spots. So we'll head over this way. Everybody has their own pace. when I'm on my own, I can set the pace, but when there are other people, I have to adjust the pace. That's part of life, isn't it? If you have a little baby in the family, the pace changes. So we usually, before we had about half an hour, 20, 25, 28 minutes on the live stream in the morning, and now we're doing about 15 minutes. So we get into the conversation about the readings. And we have always a psalm from the scriptures. And today I must look at just get my little memory refreshed here. So the psalm today is from Psalm 13. So, my hope, O Lord, is in your mercy. It's a cry of the heart. My hope, O Lord, is in your mercy. And this is articulated in a very powerful way, the human condition, in the letter to the Romans, which we're reading in these weeks as our first reading. The letter to the Romans grapples with very deep issues of the human heart. And today it's touching very deep chords of the mystery of the human being. I think you're probably married for a number of years.
No, yeah.
How many years?
Don't ask.
45.
45 years married.
He must, yeah.
Who knows? Who counts?
45 years married, wow. And then,
We are older.
Oh, then
It's 46. I said, no, 40 from 77. So
No,
44.
אנחנו 43.
So
40
they are only just
43.
43 and we are 44.
they're only 43 years married and you're only 44 years married.
Oh, yes.
And 47 years ago, I joined the seminary after high school. So you beat me a little bit, you know, but I'm 47 years following this lifestyle. So I kind of know the amount of time you have experienced. So I would just like to, in a certain sense, ask the question, or just throw out the thought for pondering. Would you say that you completely know your partner after 40 years?
Oh, yeah.
You know very well.
I know her very, very well.
You know her very, very well. Okay. That's nice and that's good. And obviously you know her much better than you did 40 years ago. But maybe we could venture another thought and say the depth of the human being is inexplorable. There is a mystery in each person. You agree? Very good. Now this gentleman is just agreeing with this after saying that he knew her very, very well. And there's no contradiction. There's no contradiction. Both possibilities are there. I like this spot. I just discovered this spot yesterday because the way this plant is growing on the left, the branch, the little sprout, you know, from the stump of Jesse, it's creating a frame here. So we have
You can look at the sun through the
a beautiful frame. I hear the birds as well. So this is a light and sound show every morning. And it's always different.
נפלא.
So this is part of the, I would say, the reading that we have today from the letter to the Romans is catching a little bit of the mystery of the human person. You know, it's catching this mystery of the depth of the human person. Because there's a dimension to us that's outside of our own comprehension, even for ourselves. And he says something very powerful about our prayer life in our relationship with God. Because if we're a mystery to ourselves, imagine with God. And there's some very, very striking lines here. Just let me get it for you, because you don't have the link. See, I send the link to all the people here so they can follow it themselves. This is a mysterious line in a way. The Spirit comes to the aid of our weakness, for we do not know how to pray as we ought. But the Spirit himself intercedes with inexpressible groanings. And we also had the word groaning yesterday. It was in a similar context, but a little different. It was that all of creation is groaning. All of creation. In a certain sense, we're aware today of many issues of nature and creation, but this awareness that all of creation is groaning, is striving, is struggling. When you're groaning, it's kind of a person in deep pain, a person very deeply challenged in front of some reality, groaning. And there's also, in a groaning, there's a lack of, let's say, rational explanation. It's a sound that expresses something but doesn't define it. It's not like a word. It doesn't say pain. It doesn't say joy. It doesn't say something that you can put a boundary around it. It's a little bit undefined, you know. And so he's using this word again today. But the Spirit comes to the aid of freedom. The Spirit himself intercedes with inexpressible groanings. So the Spirit is in the groanings, or the Spirit is groaning. It's amazing, really. And he's talking here about the Spirit in the emerging Christian understanding already at the time of Paul as the Holy Spirit, as distinct from the Father and the incarnate Word. So this is it's going into the deeps here, you know, into the depths. And the one who searches hearts knows what is the intention of the Spirit. The one who searches hearts, and that's obviously God. Like, who can know the human heart? So these thoughts challenge us and stretch us, and also, I would say, help us to gain respect for the depth of the human person, and for the challenge of the spiritual life, and even for the challenge of the mutual encounter, even after 44 years of marriage. You know, look at this tree here, this eucalyptus tree. And I just noticed something I hadn't noticed before. So we have this very powerful tree, and if we want to compare where it came from a little sapling like you have down there beside it. But now look at the roots. And obviously you had another one here, and there's another one over there to the right, and they're probably deeply related, maybe like twins or triplets of a tree. But look at the size of the volume of the root. And probably in normal circumstances, this would be underground and you wouldn't see it. You know, all this part here would usually have clay up to maybe about here. And we're seeing here an extension that we wouldn't have anticipated. At least for me, I look at this tree here and I don't think about a much bigger spread. I would think about roots, but I wouldn't think about this incredible structure of wood, you know. And this is kind of pointing as well to that reality in us that's hidden beneath the surface. It's a little bit like an iceberg. So there's so much we see, and again, in that sense, we're kind of probing the mystery level of the human being. We like to think we're scientific. Maybe your careers are in scientific, technical areas. And then science and reason likes to think we have it all figured out. And yet we are now and again and frequently encountering areas which we absolutely have very little dominion of. like for example the recent outbreak of virus in the last couple of years, and all of humanity worldwide is grappling with this reality, how to understand it and how to deal with it, and really a lot of experimentation, and not still being overwhelmed by the dimensions of the problem and not being able to grasp it. So I don't know, I'm stirred up by this reading today to have a great respect for just everything, for all of creation. Like we think about the sun we're watching with such delight, and it's 93 million miles away.
The birds.
Oh yes, the crane on the branch. Yeah, we just hear one of our friends here spotted a crane. We're actually watching them every morning, almost every morning we catch them. There's a crane here, but it's going to be difficult to catch because of the angle. But actually, let's walk over here and we'll get the crane in the light. Oh yes, this is much better. Let's keep going. Keep coming with me.
לא חשוב, הציפור בתוך השמש, זה כל יופי.
I think I have maximum zoom here, so I can't do better on the zoom. You see our purple heron here in the sunlight. I think she knows, getting to know us and getting to know all of you here. So she's not going in. She's happy to be here. And then the Our Father continues in that vein. All the parables of Jesus are expressions of the kingdom, expressions of the mystery. You know, how many people will be saved? This is the question that's given to Jesus today by obviously a religious Jew. And then the answer about the path being narrow, to go through the narrow gate. There's so much suggestion there. The path of dominion of self-denial. The refusal to think that just because I hang around somebody that it's going to work out. That the encounter is much deeper. The encounter is much richer. It's not just enough to be externally associated. There's a whole path of life, a path of growth in prayer, in transformation. I think we've gone way over time today, so I thank you very much for joining us this morning. I hope I can save the video this morning. Yesterday I couldn't save it, and so it only last night when I was finished a whole day's work, I was able to download it from Facebook and post it on YouTube.
Come and visit Magdalene.
Oh, this good lady has a message for everybody here.
Yes.
What's your first name?
Edith.
Edith.
Edith, yes. Please come and visit Magdalene. It's wonderful here.
Why would you like to think that they should come to visit Magdala?
You can see the view from here. You don't have to add anything. Wow. It's a wonderful place, really.
And how do you like your accommodations?
Nifla. Wonderful.
In English. In English. Great accommodation and very interesting church and very interesting explanations by Father Kelly. And you are most invited and welcome in Israel in general and here I'm sure also. So it's a great experience for life, for your whole life to be here.
That's thank you very much. Thank you. This is all a little bit of unexpected promotion here, so we're grateful for all of this.
It's true.
Yes.
It's not just promotion.
Yeah, well, promotion means, yeah, okay, I get it. You could have artificial promotion and you could have authentic from the heart.
You can say that we are the third time here.
You're here for the third time, so you're in danger of getting addicted. So people, we're gone way over time, so we'll say goodbye. You want to say goodbye?
Bye-bye. Bye. Good morning to everybody.
And I always do it. God bless you. See you later, alligators.